Hello everyone and welcome back to Rapid MMA. Thank you so much for watching. Just a warning right off the bat, this is going to be a quick video due to time constraints and technical difficulties that may or may not involve Windows 10. I'm just going to record this on the fly here, get my predictions out, and upload this video so that way if I can provide any insight to people who are making their own picks, I can offer at least a little bit of advice. So let's get going. Right off the bat, we got Viana versus Guido, Orthodox versus Southpaw, Kennedy being the Southpaw. I think Kennedy's going to be able to, establish a T position, land a few power shots, and he might do okay. But at the end of the day, Viana's just, he's better at using his lead foot. He makes himself feel closer to the opponent than he really is, and that's where he throws his strikes. He gets in and establishes his range that way. So I'm going to have a decision for Viana. I think he's going to win that way. Next fight is Miranda versus Hester. Hester looked like shit in the weigh-ins and didn't even make weight, but regardless, I think he's still more explosive, and that'll work to his advantage. Miranda has his own Muay Thai style. Hester needs to change levels and, constantly change levels and keep Miranda guessing. So, but Miranda's not put away easily. Hester will probably win this fight via decision. Alcantara versus Issa is the next fight. Another Southpaw versus Orthodox. Alcantara, excuse me, being the Southpaw. He's the more refined striker, more well-rounded. Struggles against wrestlers, but this isn't a fight that probably will go to the ground. The bad thing about Alcantara is that he's predictable. He does the same things, throwing the body kick, and then the head kick. And then when he gets in close, he ends up throwing a flying knee. But I think he'll still win this fight via decision. Don't see much from Issa that will give Alcantara a lot of problems. But it should be a good fight regardless. Alves versus Taleb is the next one. I want to give this fight to Taleb right off the bat just because he's a tri-star fighter under Firas Zahabi. Firas Zahabi's a fucking master, and he looked great today, so I still am leaning towards him just because he's a technician. But Alves is just, crazy wild, very explosive, and I just feel like Taleb starts really slow, and I just think Alves is going to get it via decision if he doesn't wear out. But I really hope that Taleb wins just because if he's evolved in his technique and he's able to be a little bit more calculated in his strikes and a bit more, if he throws a little bit more, I think he might be able to get it. But I'm going to go Alves just because he's just wild and crazy right now. Patrick Cummins versus Cavalcante. Cummins is crazy good. Really, really good. It's just he hasn't been able to quite put it all together in the octagon. Fejao is hit or miss. He's got a good right cross. He's got a black belt, but Pat has seen all this before. I just see him taking it to the ground. I'm gonna go second round TKO with Cummins. Next fight is Damian Maia. Neil Magny, I like to think of this as a dark horse fight dark horse fighter versus an experienced veteran, and this is the chance for Magny to really put his name out on the map, really get the recognition that he deserves. Not the max amount, but he'll be able to put his name out there for people to see that Magny is in this division. However, Damian Maia poses a ton of problems. If Magny fights like he did in his last fight, it's going to be a really grueling fight. I think at the end of the day, it still will be a grueling fight. But I think Damian Maia on the ground can get this. I don't think it'll be a finish, but I think Maia will be able to control him on the ground. I'm going to choose Damian Maia via split decision. I think it'll be that close. But in my heart of hearts, I think Magny can win this fight, and I hope he does. Aguilar. Oh god, do I even want Gadelha versus Aguilar. Aguilar's debut. Kind of similar styles. I think it'll be a close fight. I think Gadelha's got he's got the octagon experience, so I'm just gonna go with her via decision. Next one is Bigfoot Silva versus Palelei. This is a flip of the coin for multiple reasons. Number one, it's a heavyweight fight. Anything can happen. Second, neither are advanced strikers. They have the basics, which is dangerous enough in this heavyweight division, but I think Bigfoot might have the edge in that situation. Number three, Bigfoot has been KO'd like a few times now, and Palelei hasn't. I mean, he's been backed up against a cage and, you know, hit really hard, and it looks like he might go out, but he always finds a way to win, and I think he'll find a way to win in this fight. Palelei has just more tools to win, I think, so I'm going to go with him in a first-round knockout. Struve versus Nogueira. I love this fight. I think it's a terribly hard one to predict. Nogueira still has fight in him. That's the thing. A lot of people are declaring his retirement. I don't want to be that guy just yet. But he has a ton of fighter mileage on him. Been through the wars. But at the same time, what makes this hard is Struve has been knocked out as well. So how will Struve do against Minotauro striking? At the end of the day, I'm just going to go with Struve for this one. Not first round knockout. I think he'll just be able to use his reach and get a hold of his chin. The next two fights, let me just go over real quick. I'm going with Lopes via submission just because he's more well-rounded. The next fight, Bruno, I think he wins power, athleticism. I think he'll be favored in a decision. Let me spend a little bit more time on these ones. Shogun versus Nogueira, and then Rousey versus Beche. For Shogun, I just notice a lot of people just counting him out. Just Shogun, it's at the end of his road. He's not doing that great. He hasn't looked great in his last fights. He just looks tired, blah, 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 blah. But look at the opponents that he's been facing. Just look at, compared to Lil Nog, I think it's kind of silly to count him out. He's been facing much tougher opponents than Lil Nog has, and Lil Nog's been on and off for a couple years now. I mean, he doesn't fight as much as Shogun does. So, before people go counting out Shogun, I think he still has a fight in him. Will he ever make it to, for a title contender spot? I don't think so. But this is a perfect matchup to show that Shogun is still an excellent fighter, especially against an opponent like Lil Nog. I mean, they're both in that same time frame. So I'm just going to go with Shogun via decision, but I think Shogun can finish this fight. I think he'll prove that he has a lot of fight left in him, whether he'll be able to make a title bout or not. Last fight, Rousey versus Beche. I see a lot of comments and analysis from other people that say Rousey doesn't have any stand-up, and I just don't understand that. I think it's stupid. Rousey has stand-up that works in her favor, and it's effective. It's very effective striking, and it's only evolving. And you notice that in all the open workouts. If you guys have not heard of BJJ Scout, go on YouTube right after you're done watching this. Search BJJ Scout. If you've not heard of this, look it up. Check out their latest video. People need to just figure out that Rousey's not a one-trick pony. There's reasons why that she's been able to win the way she has. It's because it all starts on the feet. If she was a one-trick pony, she'd get beat up like all the other girls do, but she doesn't because she works her way in. What we're going to notice in this fight, more angles, cutting off the cage, a different pattern that Rousey's been known for in the past. What does Beche have for Rousey? Nothing. She doesn't have anything for her other than a power strike to the chin. It has to be clean. It has to knock her out, because if Rousey even gets rocked, Rousey's going to come in close, take her down and submit her or knock her out. Either way, it's very unlikely Beche wins. So I'm going to go Rousey first round knockout. And in my opinion, to dissipate any conversation about Rousey taking this fight, to draw it out and really give Correia a beating for what she said, I just don't think that's going to happen. If you understand how fighters train, they train patterns, excuse me. They work on repetition, they work on movement for particular fights and their opponents. That's what she trains for, that's what she's used to, that's how she's finished all her fights. Has she been able to do it against Miesha Tate? No, but I mean, Miesha Tate just got beat up for 3 rounds. Beche is not Miesha Tate. Beche hasn't even fought Miesha Tate. She's not a top contender. This is just a fight that we have to deal with. And then everybody, oh my god, it's just a really weird fight. It's not a good matchup for anything can happen obviously, but the likelihood is just very slim. Rousey's gonna win first round knockout, even if she wants to drag it out or not. I just think it's gonna happen. She trains this way for a reason. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Just haven't had a lot of time rebuilding my house here, and there's been a lot of technical difficulties, but I hope I can get a more refined, better product out to you guys in the next fight. I wanted to do WSOF as well. I might as well throw out a prediction for that too. Paul Harris versus Jake Shields. I think Jake Shields can honestly drag this out into a big, long, boring fight, and he wins via decision. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the video quality, but I appreciate a submission, a like, a subscription, a like, or a comment below.